Hey guys, so in this video, um, I'm going to be going over all the topics that we've covered so far. So HTML, CSS, and jQuery. I may or may not utilize jQuery, but essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to develop my final project as if I was one of you guys, just so you guys can have an idea of kind of what to do, and just give you ideas in general on how to do things if you're stuck. So hopefully this helps. So let me just get some stuff started. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So I'm going to open up my project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing a program in web development, or in for order management, an order management system. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to delete some of these things that we won't need. All right. So I guess I'll start with a public page, and I'll talk throughout some of the stuff. Um, I may or may not talk. But I'll try and explain most of the stuff that I'm doing just to help you guys out. So I'm adding a new master page here. I'm going to call it public. So what this is going to do is it's going to create me a public master page. So we want to get jQuery and we want to get jQuery and Bootstrap on here. So let's go ahead and do that. So jQuery, jQuery CDN. The latest, copy. So let's make a comment here and say, say jQuery library imports. Okay, let's do now, let's import Bootstrap, import. Let's go grab Bootstrap. Get started. So we'll want to copy the CSS. And then we'll want to copy the JavaScript file, which is right here. Bootstrap bundle min.js. And we'll just want to paste this right here. So it's important that you import jQuery first, then the Bootstrap style sheet, and then that you import the Bootstrap JS file. Okay, I think that's it for that. So now that we have Bootstrap, let's work on the master page a little bit. So the master page, we will want to create this. We'll want to use Bootstrap's container. And then we'll want to create a row. And can I type? Okay. Now we'll want to create, let's divide this by 3 columns. Let's make one of the columns bigger than the other. Duplicate this. I duplicated that by holding down Control and then pressing the letter D Shortcuts may vary depending on how you installed it or what plugins and extensions you have. So let's make the middle column like the content column. So let's make it a little bigger. Let's make it 8. Let's have it take up 8 columns out of the 12. And then what we'll do here is we will put that there. Okay, great. So let's start by creating. Let's create the login page. Let's just create all the pages for now. So let's create add content. So let's call this login. Let's change this class name login page. Change this login page so it references everything correctly. Everything else is fine. I think let's go ahead and create a sign up page. So let's rename this sign up. Let's rename the class sign up page. Go over here, give it a class name, sign up page. Okay. And then the contact us page. Where did that go? Contact us. So let's go here. Okay, and then let's set the login page as a start page. So now we should just have, I think, an empty page. Man, this is taking forever. Okay, so after doing some research, I got here. So what we will do is we will go here. So we got to open up our okay, so we will have to open up our package manager console. And the way that you do that, I already have mine here. But the way that you would do that, if you don't have it available, you go to View, you go to Other Windows, and you go to Package Manager Console, and you just select that. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just copy this and paste that here. Make sure the project is my project, and then enter. Okay, so we should be all good. Let's press play again. And as we expected, there's no more error. And it's a blank page. So let's continue on. So that is what we want it to do. So now let's start by creating the navigation real quick. So we will, how do we want to do this? So we will create the navigation by, let's create a div tag here, and then the nav tag here. And then let's create some links. So Bootstrap has a bunch of like ways to create navigation. I typically use one way, so I'll show you guys the way that I use. Bar brand, and then that will just link to nothing. And then we will call this OTM for order through me. Let's actually comment to OTM order through me, just so I don't forget what that means. Okay. And then let's do class. We'll do nav link here. And we will have this go to the login.aspx, and we'll call it login. Let's duplicate this 3 times. We'll say sign up, and here we'll say contact us. This will take us to the sign up page. This will take us to the contact us page. So yeah, let's believe this has to be class nav. And let's see how that okay, so I do want this to be a little bit margined, so I want it to be pushed a little bit. So, and I want actually this to be a different background to take a theme that Bootstrap provides out of the box. So I think we gotta do that here. So let's do class. Let's do nav bar. So we can choose like dark, light. I typically use light. You can use dark though too. And then let's do that. Let's see how that looks. Okay. So you can't really tell, but it is different, and you'll be able to see once we put a background on this. And then let's just call this let's just give this ID the nav folder. Okay. And let's put a container. And then let's go back to our thing here. Refresh. Okay. Oh, there we go. I pushed it. Great. And let's create a style sheet. I think we have to stop with this. So right click on the project, and let's create a new folder, call it styles. Let's create a style sheet, call it, I don't know, let's just call it site for now. Let's do, background color. So I already picked out a color that I wanted for this, so let's use this color. So you could, if you want to pick your own color, you just have to do the pound sign and just click this little down arrow, and you can kind of select anything that you want. So that's pretty cool, and then you can change the opacity. So, but yeah, so anyway, I already selected a color for myself. So I'm going to do that color. This website might look ugly, but let's see. Oh, right. It's not showing up because we need to, where is public master? Okay. So we need to go here and let's import this new site.css file that I created. So link href. Let's pick URL, styles, site. Style sheet. And I think that's all that's needed for that. So now let's refresh the page. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Now when I hover over the links, I want it to have link on the hover event, background color. So I already have a color for this as well. Let's change that. Let's bring it over. So now whenever I hover over a link, changes the background color. So let's go back to public master. So what else do we need here? I think that's it for the master page. All right, so let's go ahead and go into our login page. Okay, so for our login page, we will want to do a few things. So we will want to add, so this will already be in a column, so we don't need to do a column. So we will want to do a div ID, and let's just call it login form. And then we'll want to add a label. And then just email. And then we'll want to do another label for password. And then we'll want to add an input type. Submit value. Let's make it say login. Class. Let's make it button. Let's make it float on the right. Save that. Okay, so now let's create the text box for the emails. Input type. Let's get an idea of email so we can use it with a label. Let's give this form control, Bootstrap's form control class. Let's be this. Just here, type password. Let's just do pass. And then in the label, let's just do well, first of all, let's do class font weight bold. Let's make it bolded. And then let's do 4 email. So now whenever someone clicks on this label, that's just gonna have the text of email, it's gonna put the focus on this input. It's gonna put the focus on that email input. Let's do the same thing for here. And this is referencing the ID of this element, which is email. So let's do the same thing here. Class font weight bold. This is Bootstrap, FW-4 bold. And then let's do 4, and then we need the pass. Okay, so okay. All right. So let's actually create a. Let's create a class file for that. Yeah. So let's just go here. Style sheet. Let's just name it public. So this will be only included in the public masterclass. So here, let's go. Let's just give this a class, actually. Class of, I don't know, form content. Form dash content. And let's copy that. Oop. Let's do class of form content. Let's make it be in the middle. So to make it be in the middle, you do this. Well, first, actually, let's just do background color. Let's do white. Let's do a border radius of 5 pixels. Let's give it a padding, 15 pixels. Let's give it box shadow. Pixels by 5 pixels by 15 pixels by 10 pixels. And then I already picked a box shadow color. So this color is very this is going to be like a shadow effect on this control or in this form. And I picked a very similar color to the bluish background that's already there. So yeah, so let's see how that actually looks. Again, I need to go to public master. Public. There we go. Actually, you can kind of tell the color here. Okay, this button, we need to clear fix that. And then this we need to push. Okay, so let's go back to public. Actually, let's go back to the login page and clear fix this right away before we forget. Clear fix. Refresh. Okay, cool. It's inside. All right. So let's do. So first, let's push this button. And let's add. We can add here. Button push top, let's do 10. So margin top 10 pixels. So what this class will do is it'll push the button, this class, the top by 10 pixels. So let's go back to login. Here. Let's add it here. All right, so now this looks a little better. And what are we gonna do about this? Let's go here. Do margin. What just make this look like? No, first let's give it a max width because that looks ugly. Max width. Let's do 500 pixels. So now this can't be greater than 500 pixels. Okay, so let's push the stuff from. Push it from. Yeah, let's give this some space. So let's say nav space. We will do how much? 10 pixels. Margin top 10 pixels. And then go to our public master. Give this nav space. So now this should push it by 10 pixels. Cool. Okay. So here's our basic login form. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and do the other pages real quick. These should go quicker. So we will do. Let's do the sign up page. All right, so sign up page will have. Wait, what did we call the? All right, so let's copy this. Okay, so sign up page will have so label first name, last name. Yep. First name, last name. Let's do email. Let's do password, and then verify password. And then let's do, let's just copy this. No, let's name it, sign up. Now we'll create some, actually before we create some other stuff, let's do class, font weight bold. So what this does is makes them bold. So okay, so now let's create some inputs. Input type text. First class form control. So this is what a text box looks like when you give it the class form control from Bootstrap. And if you don't give it a form control class. So here's a difference. This is one without the form control class, and this is one with, so it just looks better. And it's a block element. So let's make them all. And then for, and then first, for, last. Yeah, let's do ID email. Type is an email type. And then password, let's do pass. And then for email, for pass, and then pass. Okay, cool. Login, sign up. And let's do contact us. Okay. Keep forgetting what this is called. Okay, so here in the contact us, we'll want them to submit their name, their email, their phone, and a comment. And then let's do div class dgrid. So what this is going to do is it's going to block this submit button that I'm about to create. It'll make it into a block element. Submit values will be send, and class will be button primary. You can find all these classes and examples on Bootstrap. So just Google Bootstrap, go into like the first link that pops up, and then go into their documentation, and you will find all this information on there. It's very helpful. So we will want to create here an input type text ID name. And class form control. No, control. Okay. And then here for name. Let's see here. We're gonna do for email. For phone. For comment. Yeah. Tell here for telephone. Maybe it's phone. Comments will be here a text area so that they can have a big area to type in. We'll name it. The ID will be comments. Let's do 10 rows on class form control. So this will create a text box, a big text box with 10 rows within it. So let's see how that looks. Yep. So this is 10 rows. So this is 1. Then if you press enter, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's what that is. And then that looks ugly. So let's let's give it the one the top thing that I gave this out. So contact us. There we go. I could just give the button class. I could add a this margin top to it, but whatever. Guess if it gets too annoying, I'll do it. So let's refresh. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we got our pages. These aren't folded. Wait, fold. All the labels. Okay, cool. All right, so we just finished creating the public facing UI. So now let's go to close out of this. Let's just collapse everything real quick. Close out of everything. And here let's go add another master page. Yeah, new item. Master page. So let's just call this. So this is where the system, our system is going to be. So let's just call it system master page. System master. It doesn't matter. So this is like our master page for when users are authenticated. Okay, cool. So we got this page. So same thing here as our public master. We'll want to just import the same stuff. Yeah, sure. Just do that. We don't want this one because this is specific to that public page. Although in our case, it probably doesn't matter. And here we'll want to create the same type of navigation. We'll just copy this and put it right here. And we can just copy this whole thing as well. This. Now the only thing that we'll want to do is just change these links around. So what do we want to do for the links? So I think I'll want to do maybe something like a dashboard. I think that's cool. So let's do let's change the class name here. Dashboard. Let's do a dashboard page because then if we have an object called dashboard later on, yeah. Dashboard page. Dashboard page. Wait, what did I name these? Oh, okay, yeah, I did the same thing. Okay. Dashboard page, so that will have that. We will also create, where's system master? Let's also create one called orders services. Order services, sure. Orders services page. Save that, copy that, bring that over here. Make that the class name. Cool. And then let's just add a logout button. Yeah, actually, I think that's fine. But yeah, we'll want to hit the logout button. Yeah. Okay, so let's do dashboard. Let's change this navigation up. Let's do orders, services, and then let's give the user the logout button. So let's do dashboard ASPX. Too lazy to type it, so I'm just gonna do this. And then you know what? Yeah, let's just create a logout page. System add content page. Let's rename it to logout. Here, logout page. Here, rename it. Logout page. Okay, so now we can go into our system master logout. So logout. Okay, so now that we know that like our public facing stuff is fine, let's set the startup page to the dashboard, just so that we have a way to kind of get into it without doing too many things. And let's click play. Let's see how that looks. Okay, cool. So dashboard page works, order services page works, logout page works. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're in business. All right. So let's create the dashboard. Thinking of creating some like numbers on there, or maybe a table of all the person's orders, of all their orders. Or all their open orders. Either way. Okay, so let's go ahead and create. Yeah, since we're gonna have table and the numbers, we're gonna need more. We're gonna need multiple rows. Okay, so let's do a div class row. Div class. Let's do 3 columns. Okay, boom. Let's do another row for a table. That's while we're at it. I think we're only going to need 1 column here. Okay. So let's do like, I don't know, something like order count. Here, let's do money collected. Here, let's do orders completed. And then here, let's do something like, let's focus on these numbers first. Okay, so let's save. Okay, yeah, this looks ugly. So let's format this, but you can see that we have 3 columns here. So first, let's do div order count. Let's do div. And then let's do another div of 342 money collected. Let's do $50,000 for money collected, and then orders completed. Let's do 136. Save, reload. Still looks ugly. So what we'll do is we'll put all of this inside a div. Okay, so now that they're all grouped, we want to make these divs white. So let's just give them a class of, I don't know, number info. And then we'll want to make this bigger. So let's just do this might be used in other places. So let's just do site title. And class. Let's just do number text. Let's do the same thing here. Site title. Now we don't have these classes yet, so we still gotta create them. Number text. Same thing here. Oh, and I forgot. Okay. Yeah. Not sure why it's giving me that error. Well, if someone sees it in the videos, let me know. So I don't see it. Weird. Anyway, so now let's create one. Let's create system master. Let's do style sheet system master. Let's just do that. And then for the site wide, I think I said I was going to create dashboard. Just going to put site title. Let's give that a font weight. Can I do that? Nice. Font weight of options. Let's do the boldest. 900 and font size. Whoop. 24 pixels. Right. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, get rid of this. Okay. So we got that. So now let's do this number info class. So let's give it a background color of white. Let's do border radius. We did the other one is 5 pixels. Let's give it a padding. I want the top and the bottom to be a little off, but let's see how that looks. And then I want the text to be in the middle, so center. Let's align center. Let's see how that looks. Probably forgot to import it, didn't I? Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I want the height of this to be a little bit bigger. So let's pad this up. I gave it 10 padding, so let's give it on the bottom and the top. Let's give it 50. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good to me. This text though, let's make that a little bigger. So here's the number text. Let's make that font size 24 pixels. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah. Okay, good, cool. So now let's work on the table that will display like order information right underneath here. So what do we say a table had to have? So table T had TR TH. Say ID and customer. Services. So right now we're just creating the headers. Price. Let's do service state for the order, and then whether the user wants to delete or not. And then let's do a T body. So TR. So this is just going to be mock data. We're not going to really. This doesn't mean anything. So we're just doing it for the looks right now. TD1. Customer is going to be me. Third column is going to be tree trim and mowing. Let's make it the landscaping order management system. Price is going to be $50. Server state. Let's just do today's date. And then a delete mark. So let's make this make this a hyperlink. So ahref. Let's do blank for now. Just a placeholder. Let's change the color of this. So let's just do delete mark, and we'll create a class for this. Let's go ahead. Let's do color red. Let's create some more rows. So 2, 3. We'll just keep all that the same. Let's do mowing. Let's do $25. And then let's do I don't know, clean up. Let's do 250. Yeah, let's see how that looks. Ugly. Okay, so let's start by giving this some classes from Bootstrap. I think that'll kind of help out a bit. So let's make it a table. Ugh. Let's make it a small table. And let's make it a table striped. Surprised it isn't there. Okay. All right. Looks nice, but let's put a let's put a margin on there. Let's change the background, and let's do some padding. I think that would be good. Maybe no padding. I don't know. Let's see. So here, let's just do, let's put it under, let's put it under a different div. Okay, let's name this form content again. Not form content. Data content? I don't know. Let's name it data content. And go into our CSS file for master class, and any data content class has that. It's gonna have what did I say? I want our margin. Let's do margin top 10 pixels. Let's do background color white. Border radius. Let's stick to our 5. Let's do padding. Let's see what 20 pixels looks like. Looks nice. I'm a fan of. Let's give it a little more margin. 20. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Not bad. Looks nice. All right. So then we're not going to code anything here. This is just going to, in the future, when they click, it's going to take them to the logout page, and then it's going to kill their session. So they should, after their session is killed, it should redirect them back to the public master page. But we'll worry about that later. So let's create this order services page. Boy, so what should this have? We don't care about the login page anymore. We don't care about master site. We still want. We don't care about this. Okay. So order services. Data content. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. So order services is going to have multiple rows. It's going to have a row for where you can create orders and services. So class, well, what am I doing? Div class row. Let's do, this will just have one column. Div class call. Let's do the same thing. Whoop. Okay, and then here, let's see what div class, what do we call it, data content? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have a div class. Let's do site title. Let's do create order. And then here we'll do div class data content. And div class site title. Create service. Yeah, kind of looks like what I want it to look like. I don't like this, so let's do no margin. Let's do and then do that here. Okay, 0 pixels. save it. Okay, cool. Yep, nice. All right. All right, this is going to be super basic. So let's create horizontal line. And then to create an order, it will be bold. Let's do for customer name. Let's do service date for service date. Services. This is not going to have 4 because I think it's going to be a list of checkboxes. And then let's do price. Yeah. And then let's do span price. Yeah, let's do span 0, 0, 0. Now let's add a button, but first we've got to do dgrid. And then input type submit value create. In class, let's do button primary. Yeah. Okay. And then here for the customer name, input class, let's do form control, type text, ID, customer name. Service state, type date. And that for services, so checkboxes and Bootstrap are a little bit different than just a regular checkbox. It involves a little more. So I'll show you guys how to do that. So div class form check. And then they want you to put the input class form check input. So this will be of type checkbox. Value will be blank. Let's do ID. This will be a mowing service, for instance. To end it. Okay, and then here we'll do a label class form check label check label, and we'll do that this is for mowing. And then mowing, let's say 25. Okay, and then we'll just, so this is it. We'll want to place 3 of these. So we said mowing, what was the other one? Cleanup and tree trim. Cleanup was 250. Cleanup. So that looks pretty good. It looks okay. So let's actually make this into a div. put it on the next line. Yep. Price 0. Let's push this by 10 pixels. I think we had created something, right? Site. Is it for public? I knew it. All right, so let's take it out of here because now I need it. Let's move it into the site wide. And so we copy this. Go to services. Let's give this guy that. Okay, so it's pushed off a bit. Actually, you know what? Let's make that, let's make this a span. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Cool. So now let's just quickly create the service, and then I think we'll be done. Okay, so for the service, we'll want to, what's going on? We want to have a font weight bold, service name, and then service price. And then let's just copy this guy. Put it there. And then this should be easy. So this should be input type text, right? Service name, class, form control. Let's give it an ID, service name. Type text. Oh. Okay, let's see how that looks. Oh. Yeah. And then let's give this a footer. Let's give it some space on the bottom on the site wide. So let's do site. Let's do footer. Let's call this footer space. Margin bottom. Let's give it 100 pixels. So here, what we'll want to do is, let's go to the master. It's at the bottom, at the body, the class footer space. So at the bottom of the class of the body, it'll have 100 pixels of space. So let's refresh. Here we go. All right, so that is it for how to just create a basic layout. Hopefully this helped you guys a bit. So let me know if you have any questions. So thanks. Bye.